Hey everybody, I'm going to show you a game. This game has a lot of significance. Let's talk about why. What is it that's significant about this game? uh, I live in the San Francisco Bay Area, and when I was coming up in the, one dawn, two dawn, coming up, we didn't have professionals. We didn't have the internet. Um, so no one knew much. There were a couple six dons around. Anyway, one day here comes Hu Shi. Paul Hu is his American name. And he's playing as a 10 don. He's amateur player, giving everyone the stones of a 10 don, crushing everybody. Don players, Q players, 6 dons, 5 dons, whatever. Uh, so we started taking lessons, which is where I was 4 don at the time, extremely weak. I knew nothing, played very badly, but I could fight well. And having lessons with him, I tear my game completely apart and rebuild it basically from the beginning. Then at some point, and there weren't professionals around that day, Jujo was around. They had just started coming around. So back then, if an amateur is going to play a professional, there's no handicap because it's a big thing. I'm a professional. Why should I play you even? You have nothing to lose. I have my reputation to lose. So it simply didn't happen. I mean, it didn't happen. So these two meet, Paul and Jujo, and we have to just, they're talking about how do we play. And so the decision was, let's play at 2 stones. And if Paul wins, we go to even. Jujo's like, sure. He was entirely confident. I'll repeat that. He was entirely confident. And Paul Hu claimed, no one on the planet can give me 2 stones. At that time in Taiwan, there was no professional system, and he was one of the top players in Taiwan. Then when he left Taiwan, it developed the professional system. When he went back, now he's playing all his old buddies who are professionals, and he's doing just fine. But he never went through the process and got the credentials. And there is a lack there. I mean, it means something to get those credentials. And that's something Paul didn't have. He was a little cocky. Yeah, tell you stories. Okay. So this is them playing at 2 stones, and each player is entirely confident. Okay, here we go. 2 stones. Okay. Paul adopted an attitude of whatever you want, I'll take it from you. So white, I'll take your corner from you. A perfectly fine move, little in your face, but still a fine move. We play a basic Jiseki out that everyone knows. Most of us know it. There's no reason for white to Atari. White has to fix anyway, so just fix. Okay, let's, black does not settle here. Let's look at why. I'm going to play this. I'm going to finish it very basically. This isn't exactly the way it goes, but basically looks like this. Check out the strength of, that's a 1, I want an A. The strength of A group on the second line, right next to a strong B group on the third line. That's overconcentrated. So we can say that since the B group is strong, we don't need this extra move in the group. So if black plays wherever and white says, I'm coming in, black says, great, I'm settled. Black can settle easily. And conversely, if white comes in here, black can just settle, however he's going to settle. So because of that, black plays away. White has a new wall, take away the wall. Okay, we continue. This move was not in fashion at the time, hadn't been looked at too much. And in the review, Jujo says, it's not so good. And he and Paul disagreed on this. Since then, Jujo and his wife, Brunei Wei, first ever professional 9-dan woman, studied this at length with Go Segin. I always got a kick out of that. The three of these genius minds studying a move, and the conclusion was, it's a good move. I always thought that was so funny. Okay. And the pinch. Black stones are flowing nicely. And here we come to there's 4 moves in this game where white shows professional thinking. And I found very instructive to me, helped my growth as a Go player. Here's the first one. White plays here. How big is this move? How many points has white increased? 1 point? How many points did it stop black from getting? 0. So when it comes to actual points, it's nothing. But let's say white doesn't do it. White passes. I'm just saying, what's possible here for black. Black can say, I want the left. Great position on the left, and it's virtually sente against white. Black can say, I want the center. This black stone can go any direction at once with a lot of sente involved. So when white plays here, all of a sudden the top, very thick for white. The left, very thick for white. No points, but affecting the entire quarter of the board up there. Okay, onward. Oh, and black, since white's making the top thick, black extends to counter that and develop. White goes for life. This Joseki too, we see it all the time now, but back then it was rare. Okay, now we have the second white move in this game that shows professional thinking. White's alive. His A group alive. But if white goes and takes a really big move somewhere and black comes down, this is sente. And there's some points involved for black and white here. But more importantly, this position becomes thick for black in sente. So white turns with an Atari. How big was it? White's creating 4-ish points. Black could have had 6 points. So okay, let's say 10 points. But more than that, here we have a black group with its cut, and now white's on the other side too. So very influential. Remember how the A group used to be really strong, and so the B group didn't mind not finishing Joseki? Well, now that the A group is not strong, black's feeling, I better go back to my defense. Of course, we see this defense is very nice considering the black wall. Okay. Now we have the big move, the one that this game was played how long ago? 45, 50 years? I would say just about 50 years ago. I have I've studied this move at length countless times, really trying to breathe it in. How do I make this concept a part of my thinking? Okay, so let's check out what's going on. The A group, let's call for the moment, we'll say that the A group and the B group, because there's a cut there, right? Let's say that we're just going to talk about it as one group. As a whole, it doesn't have eyes, doesn't have an extension, and it used to be able to run to the left, can't do that anymore. So we're going to be defending that group. Okay. What else is going on? Well, there's a cut between A and B. So right away, you might think of white playing here, for instance. Develop the group, save the cut, looking forward to moves like this. But what he does instead is play here. Who in the room would find this move? This move to me is amazing. Okay, step one, white is now alive in the corner. The three stones on the left can be cut. Let's mark it. So the B side of the group just got life and the corner points, and black didn't get the corner points, and now white can play ko. That ko is saving that cut, right? If white wins the ko, the cut's meaningless because black's dead. There is no cut. Yeah. This move, I don't want to say it saves the cut. It saves the cut in ko. So to me, an amazing move. Black comes up. Now there's two moves left in the opening. One is an extension. Someone's got to extend around A, either color, and someone needs to extend around B, either color. Those are the two last opening moves. Let's spend a moment defining that. Let's look at area one. Is that black's territory? Is it his cache? No, not at all. White can play in there easily. But we're calling it black's area because white can't come in comfortably. That is to say, white comes in, white's already extended, doesn't need to defend his group, he can attack. So yes, white can live, white can run out. There's things white can do, but it's a struggle. Why is it a struggle for white? Because it's black's area. Okay, so we're saying that area one is black's area. Same with area two. That's not cache at all. But it's black's area of influence, perhaps we can say. Okay, the B area, whose is that? Nobody's. If white extends, whose area is that on top? White's. Is it his cache? No, but it's his area of influence. So that has never been decided. A and B, those are opening moves. Area one, middle game move. So white takes one, black should be taking the other one, perhaps something like this. So now we have black's first mistake. This move is not necessary. It saves the knight's move cut, and the left is hard to develop. So it's white couldn't take the whole thing anyway. It's just not necessary. It's big, 80%, 90% maybe, but it's not correct. So white got both of those. Black says, my move was big enough. Well, that may be, yeah, he didn't get both. He didn't get one of the neon. White reduces and invades. Black gets out, and white goes for contact to live. And white chooses to live in the corner. White's alive in the corner. Black is certainly settled. And here we come to the fourth move that helped me understand what Go was really about. Professional thinking. White plays here. Black can play this move. This is Sente. And now black is thick in this area for free. If white plays it, it's not Sente, but can you see this cut and how the entire right might become white's? Black is no longer strong here. White can cut and do things. So this white move is foundational in meaning, as are the others. And just because they're important to me, I'll mark them. A is amazing. B, I'd play every time now. I understand it, but it was just really so good. And C and D, great moves. Okay, we continue. Black stops that stone from getting out. And white starts the ko. Sorry. Threaten to kill. Recapture. White threatens to start the invasions and cuts. Black ignores. White takes back. Threaten to kill. Threaten to escape. Threaten to kill. And white plays here. Okay, if black saves ko, white gets the entire right side. I'll put white ahead. Black has to fix, and it's still there. Black is still weak there. Black has to come back and fix so that he can work in this area. He's so weak he's completely unprepared. Now he can do it. So white has taken the ko, and it's white's move. He's not going to fill the ko. He's going to start coming in. Beautiful stuff. If black says, for instance, no, you can't come in, well, that's ko for the invasion for the entire bottom, while white's alive in the corner. I could care less. It's free money. Can't do it. He's got to capture the stone. Atari. And walk right in. Beautiful invasion. So at this point, black is slightly behind, but white's position is so thick. Black comes up, trying to attack the center. Beautiful sequence. Now the two black stones on the left are in trouble, while white is lightly developing the center. Light group, bunch of light stones, he'll be fine there. Now this is as far as I could remember the game 40 years ago, 50, 45 years ago. Game goes on a while more, but step by step, white gains, and then finally black's position starts to crumble. And he's well behind in points and position. So he resigns. And this is in San Francisco Go Club. And there's many people in the room watching the game. And Paul is disgraced. He stands up and he says, "From the bottom of my heart, I apologize." And he left back to Taiwan, never to be seen again. So it was an epic game and a very influential game. Okay, I could spend hours upon hours and have doing more and more details, but hopefully it made some sense. And black still has some chances, but didn't quite pull off a possible recovery. Okay, everybody. Hope that was somewhat fun and somewhat educational. And we'll catch you all later. Thanks.